What's up, Will? So hot girl summer is officially over. It's time for basic white girl fall, and that means pumpkin spice lattes. So today we're making pumpkin spice latte pancakes because I'm a basic white girl. So the difference between these pancakes and like the pancake spice that we're gonna make is that instead of just having pumpkin pie spice, like what they usually have in Starbucks coffee, we're gonna use pumpkin. So we're actually going to make a pumpkin pie spiced pumpkin puree that we're putting into the milk, and then we're mixing the milk into the batter, which is going to give us this pumpkin pie spiced milk, which is pumpkin spiced latte, because latte is Italian for milk. We're mixing that into the pancakes and making pumpkin latte spice milk pancakes. Fuck. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to mix, I have my cinnamon in this bowl because this is the biggest bowl and we need the most of the cinnamon. So we're taking the cinnamon, ginger, I need the recipe. All right, so that's about 21 grams of cinnamon, 5 grams of ginger, 3 grams of nutmeg, which is like half of one of these little testicle looking things, 3 grams of cloves, 2 grams of vanilla powder. Don't use like vanilla sugar or anything because that's garbage and you should never use vanilla sugar for anything. This is allspice and you want about 2 grams of that. And then we have 3 grams of cardamom seeds. These we need to beat. With the cardamom seeds ground into, or like crushed. With and just give it a mix. And then I saw on a website, I can't remember which, but we want like the tiniest little piece of black pepper. Like a small pinch of black pepper. Also, this is way too much for the recipe. You're gonna have some left over to make the Starbucks coffee, but it's a start. So the next step is to start prepping our pumpkin. And we're using butternut pumpkin or butternut squash. So take off the top, take off just a tiny little sliver on the bottom, and then split this down the middle. Then we want to take out the core or the seeds of this one. Wait, actually, yeah, we want to do that. So grab a spoon and just kind of scrape this out. Or use your knife because the spoon isn't sharp enough. And then we want to score the pumpkin like this, but slightly deeper. So just grab it and score it lengthwise and then crosswise. But you don't want to score the skin because that's going to make it harder to get the pumpkin out later. Something like that. So now we're going to get some butter. And we're using store-bought butter instead of homemade butter because, yeah. Just place it out strategically like that. That's strategic. Take some more and put it in this little hole.
That's what she said.
So let's put this on a baking sheet covered baking tray. And then we put it into the oven. Using the over-under warm thing, and you want to put it about 190 degrees. So as soon as the oven is warm, just put this in and let it bake for about 25 minutes or until it's soft. I think it's 25 minutes, wait. For about 45 minutes. Or 45 minutes, or until it's cooked. We want to cook the pumpkin. Put the pumpkin in the oven and make sure it's cooked 45 minutes in 190 degrees Celsius, which is, I don't know how many freedom units, but you can Google it. So while we're waiting for the pumpkin to get done in the oven, we're gonna prep the dry mix. And just like last time, what we need is about 400 and, wait, I have the recipe here. I can't remember everything. 400 grams of flour, just plain all-purpose flour. That's a hell of a lot. Actually, I'm making 2 servings. This is for 4 servings. I'm making for 2 servings. So you need 200 grams of flour. 200-ish. We need 60 grams of sugar. No, 30 grams of sugar because we're making half of it. So we need 30 grams of sugar. We're also going to sweeten the milk to make everything nice and sweet and everything. Then we need 12 grams of baking powder. And we need like 7 grams of salt. Come on, what? That has to be like at least a gram. No? That's 4 grams. So that's enough. And I need to go buy more salt. And this is not something I thought I would do today. Let's use the mortar and pestle to grind up the salt, I guess. To be completely transparent, I think I got some old spices in my salt. Well, I mean, it's not much. It probably won't affect the taste. Probably. Mix this up a little bit, like so. And that's our dry mix. So I just took the pumpkin out. Back here, it's kind of soft and nice. But up here, it still isn't really tender. But I want to get some caramelization on top. So I'm going to grab a little bit of salt, like so. The pumpkin is already really sweet. Well, it's going to be when it's cooked. So the salt is just gonna help balance that out. And then we're gonna put the pumpkin back into the oven. Using the, whoa, that's a funky angle. Using the over-under heat, put it back in the middle. It's been in there for 40 minutes. It's not done yet. Mine was probably a little bit thicker than what I wanted it to be. So yeah, the pumpkin is done. Is my microphone on? Yeah. So the pumpkin is done. We're going to put it in here, and we're gonna mix it with some milk. And I'm going to write out the proper amount, but right now I'm going to first just put it in there. So just grab a spoon, and the pumpkin is very, very, very warm. So, ow, fuck, ow, fuck. Yeah. So my thought here is, since we need 480 grams of milk, which is about almost 5 deciliters, I'm going to replace 2 deciliters with pumpkin, and then so do 2 deciliters of pumpkin and 3 deciliters of milk. And that's where we're gonna start out. So I have my deciliter thing here. So 2 deciliters of pumpkin is about 1 cup. That's almost one, that might be 1 deciliter with the stuff that I already put in there. I never claimed to be a chef, all right? Okay, maybe I did, but I'm not. I'm the king of pancakes, and I make a pretty good tomato pasta, or like tomato sauce. So I need 240 grams of milk, since I'm doing half the portion. Why am I So we're gonna start with this, and 2 deciliters of milk. Why? Cool, okay, so 2 deciliters of milk. So what we have now is almost 5 deciliters of liquid. We need this much. We have twice as much as we need. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just make this, and then I can use the rest to make like the white girl drink. So we're gonna start with 1 tablespoon of spice and mix it again. And then we're gonna give it a taste. We can actually put a little bit more. So now we're using 1.5 tablespoons. And we're also going to add like a pinch of salt. Also going to add a splash of honey. So the honey, like that, it's about a tablespoon as well. Cool. I think that's good. We might add just a tiny bit, like half a deciliter more milk. So now we have 2.5 deciliters of milk. We have 2.5 deciliters of milk and 2.5 deciliters of pumpkin, basically. Because now we're right up at half a liter. All right, let's do the final taste before we... Yeah, perfect. That's actually really good. I told you that I'm a basic white girl, so the pumpkin spice pumpkin stuff, mwah, wonderful. We used equal parts milk and pumpkin, and then 1.5 tablespoons of the spice mixture. I need to go get eggs because I realized I don't have eggs at home. I know. Well, I mean, I have eggs, I just don't have enough eggs to make this. So we're gonna do that, and then when I get back home with the eggs, I'm going to mix everything together and let it sit in the fridge overnight. That's mostly because we're not eating this for dinner tonight, we're eating it for breakfast tomorrow. I'll see you soon, Will. So it's later, this mixture has cooled down, and if I don't misremember, I need 2.5 deciliters of this. This mixture, I'm gonna do like 2.5 very big deciliters of this because it's kinda, I mean, if you look at it, it's more of a really wet puree than it is like an actual liquid. So wait, that was 2 deciliters. Okay, 2.5. We can put in some more if we notice that it gets too dry with the dry stuff. But then we also need some eggs. Just to be on the safe side, I bought 24. So the store that's really close to where we live, me and my girlfriend, it's for some reason every weekend, like every Sunday, they have run out of eggs. So 2 eggs. And for this recipe, we're also going to add, 3 tablespoons of the oil, like a neutral cooking oil. I want them to have a breadier consistency, because then we're gonna have this maple syrup that my Uncle Scott got for me. It's from New Hampshire. But that's for tomorrow. That's just a little sneak peek. Cool. So 2 tablespoons of oil, and now we're going to just whisk in the dry stuff. And we want to be really careful when mixing this because we don't want to overmix it. You know, American pancakes, the lumps are fine. You just want to incorporate everything. Just make all the dry stuff, turn the dry stuff into wet stuff. So that's about it. I also took the rest of the spice, the pumpkin spice, and I put it in this little jar and I put a label on it saying pumpkin spice because, you know, labeling things, that's what the cool kids do. So let's put this in the refrigerator. Right here, no, right there. And I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, Will. Hi. So it's the morning time. We have just gone up and I'm tired. But yeah, so this is the, so this is what the batter looks like after a night in the fridge. These are what my frying pans look like after a night in the drawer. So we're gonna start frying these up. Pancakes are done. The pancakes are here. Ooh, look at them. Wow, they look so fluffy and nice. It's actually been a really long time since I did make, when my Uncle Scott and his wife Julie was here visiting, we made pancakes a few weeks ago. But before that, it's been a really long time since I made pancakes last. Ooh. I might be more of a basic white girl than I thought. This is really, really good.
That's because you're a basic white girl.
Wait, let's open the maple syrup that we got. Yeah, dude, this is really good. It really does taste like a proper pumpkin spice latte, or like a pumpkin pie. Can recommend. Yeah. And if you do make these, tag me on Instagram with the photo of you eating these, wearing your Uggs and your knitted sweaters and your hat and your Starbucks sippy cup, like a proper basic white girl. Until next time, Will. Bye!
What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end.